the signs before where a business refuses to serve you under certain conditions because of what you're not wearing. But what about the condition of age? Are there too many teenagers in a store? News 8's Andrea Moorhead is here with a story about allegations of age discrimination at some stores in Holland.
That's right, Susie. Well, this case is about a class of people who are students. It's really them versus store policy. The question is, how far can a policy go to deny you access? It's not unusual to see signs posted before you enter a business like this one, banning loitering. But what about a sign that says only one student at a time inside?
If he had 10 adults in there and he could handle 10 adults, you know, why can't he handle 10 children?
The Holland Human Relations Department received a complaint last month from an area high school student alleging discrimination. After an investigation, the department found the signs violated the Elliott Larson Civil Rights Act. A public accommodation cannot deny an individual full and equal enjoyment of facilities based on age, and it cannot post a sign which denies them access.
Just the fact that they posted a sign that is seen as discriminatory in providing equal services.
This Minute Mart was one of 4 targeted stores. The owner did not want to talk on camera, but defends the sign and the policy, saying if you get 20 kids in a store at one time, you can lose control. The thought of discriminating was not a part of this. Kids are more rowdy after school. The Civil Rights Commission says that may be a legitimate concern, but suggests other remedies to maintain order.
Because they don't have security cameras, that doesn't mean, you know, they can't let certain people in.
The various stores only enforced those policies during certain hours, like in the morning and afternoon when kids were going to and from school. Now, the area stores have all voluntarily taken the signs down, but shop owners that I spoke with today say the kids still honor their store policy, maybe out of respect, maybe because of routine. And the interesting thing you can see here in Grand Rapids and other cities outside of here, where you see some of those signs that are up that still say only 1 or 2 students at a time. But I talked with the city attorney here in Grand Rapids, and he says he does not believe that age is protected under the equal protection laws. Really for those characteristics such as race, gender, and ethnicity that are protected. So we'll see what happens here in Grand Rapids.
But he doesn't think age is. So in other words, he feels the store would have the right to do it.
Doesn't protect a group of people because of our age. No, only because of some kind of characteristic that you can't change. When it comes to age, we change every year. We
get older.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So that's the answer there.
I think it's an interesting subject. Coming up a little later in the newscast on Your Turn on 8, we went out and we asked kids as well as business owners and convenience store clerks what they think about this question. Should a store be allowed to limit the number of kids? We'll play that back for you a little later in the newscast. Convenience stores in Holland had signs up prohibiting more than 1 or 2 kids to come into the establishment. Those signs are now down. But this is a policy that is used in many stores, restaurants, and even malls across the country. Some business owners say kids in large groups can spell trouble. They say it's a matter of behavior, too much fighting, loitering, and shoplifting.
They're coming in here, pushing our employees around, stealing stuff, pushing the cops around. It's pretty bad.
In Battle Creek over spring break, one business closed early to keep kids who were leaving their teen clubs out of the store.
Yeah, we're closing down for about 40 minutes a night just to keep the kids from coming in and keeping them out on the street.
So you're losing revenue over this?
Yes, we are.
But some say closing businesses or limiting the number of kids allowed in at a time is unfair, punishing the actions of a few by discriminating against many. On Your Turn on 8, we took our camera to Gaslight Village in East Grand Rapids. I asked our viewers, should stores have the right to limit the number of kids allowed in? Here's what they told me on Your Turn on 8.
Be allowed to go in stores, and they shouldn't be able to restrict like the number of kids that come in, because we're not coming in to like vandalize the place or destroy anything in there. We just want to buy something or see if we want to buy something. It's an innocent action to go in. I mean, we shouldn't be guilty before we even walk in the store.
I think they should be limited because you get a lot of kids in here and they think when they get with their little friends that they can steal stuff, and we can't watch them all because they try to distract us, and then they'll have the other friend go and steal something, so we can't keep track of them.
Yes, because if there's too many kids, then maybe something might get stolen, and everyone needs to be watched.
You can't deny children access to the store altogether, because that, of course, is discrimination. But I think it is clear that that we need to limit the number of kids inside of a store just because of theft alone, and it's not.
Well, I think that if somebody is a potential buyer, then they should be able to go into a store, and if they're going to buy something, they should be able to go in, and if they're going to not let kids come into stores, then they're just going to have less business because less kids are going to want to go in there.
I think stores should be able to restrict the number because with too many people it could like turn into chaos and then things could get stolen easily.
I think so, especially like in situations like this where they have one clerk. It's difficult to manage it, and usually the kids have like enough time where they can sit and wait. 2 can go in, 2 can come out.
Okay, well, it could be either because it could turn into chaos, but then again, it's not really right to the people that go in there if they had to wait to go into the store.
The majority of our viewers who responded on the internet supported the store owners. A viewer named Tara wrote this: disruptive and careless actions are just not necessary in public places. If kids are that upset about certain stores carrying these policies and you whine that you all want to be treated with respect like adults, please return the same expected manners when you're out in public. But not all the response favored the store owners. Gary Ray said, if store owners limit the number of kids allowed in the store, they should also limit the number of adults. Just because someone is a kid doesn't mean anything. This is ageism. For Your Turn on 8, either go to our webpage at woodtv.com